Me with my fiancé of 12 years, waiting for a package from the girl he cheated on me with. My fiancé, Oliver, and I have been together for 12 years, stuck together through thick and thin, the usual problems of a couple starting off very young, etc. In the last years, he has been struggling a lot with depression, anxiety, but he is slowly getting better. At some point of our LDR, we were living in two separate countries, and during his stay, he became very good friends with two other people, Ben and Sarah. The three of them bonded through shared experiences, same mental health issues, etc. At some point, he came back, we started living together, eventually became engaged. We decided on a long engagement, 2+ years since we were both settled on long academical paths. Our relationship, that had at some points been turbulent, settled very well as we both acquired maturity and got to really know each other during our daily lives. Things were peachy. 3 years ago, Sarah moved closer to where we lived for a 2-year stay. We were all good friends, everything good, etc. Long story short, my fiancé cheated on me with her. Short before she left the country, emotional affair included. Found it by snooping, bad on me. I was devastated. I cut contact with her immediately, demanded him to do the same, and almost broke up with him. We were separated 2 months. It was rough because at that time I had no access to therapy or counseling, and I was really far away from home. But my friends were kick-ass and supported me emotionally all that time. After these 2 months and a lot of soul-searching, we took the first tentative steps to be together again. It took me a long time to forgive him and to recover my trust on him, but little by little we healed and we made it work again. This was 2 years ago, and things are really good. Ben did not take the news of their separation too kindly, and he has been passive-aggressive to Oliver about him not talking to Sarah. Oliver has reacted well and has been adamant about not contacting him again. 2 weeks ago, Ben told Fiancé that he had given our new address to Sarah because she wanted to send us a package with stuff belonging to Oliver. He says that she has nothing of him, and I believe it. They have never lived together. Most of their friendship, they have been living in different places. He has been really anxious about all this matter. He does not want any contact with her. I personally do not care about her, but he is dreading the day the package arrives. If it comes when I am in the house, I just will throw it away, but I do not want him to receive it and get an anxiety attack. So, relationships, what is your advice? I know I do not have to protect my fiancé from this stuff, but he is hurting, and I do want to support him. I do not think it is compromising material, because I already found the compromising material, whelp. I think it is a passive-aggressive way of reminding us of her existence. And what shall we do with his friend, Ben? Note: I do not think the package contains proof or details I still do not know. When she was living in the same country as us, she was still 600 kilometers away, so there were not really any chances to meet without me knowing. I know when it happened. Later, she moved to another continent. At that time, I demanded him one. Access to all his accounts, he complied, and 2, that he blocked her everywhere. He did it too, and I believe him, because when she actually tried to contact us later, about Ben, I will elaborate later, she had to do it through common friends. His anxious reaction does not surprise me. He used to have very serious issues with social anxiety, to the point of being paralyzed about any kind of unpleasant interaction. He has been working on his mental issues, gotten therapy and meds, etc., and now is much better. He reacted maturely to the last developments. He told me immediately, and he understands that it is his mess to clean, but he suffered. Today, I picked up a huge package, taller than a person, from a neighbor, and when he went through the door and when he saw it, he really tensed up. Okay, that was kind of funny in a fucked up way. This might be pretty relevant too, but I kind of understated Ben's reaction. He did not take well at all his 2 best friends not talking anymore. As I said, the three of them were a very close group, but he in particular had a magical vision of the trio being friends forever. He was into Sarah a lot and spent hours talking to my fiancé about how much he loved her. I have the feeling that Ben is into my fiancé as well. When my fiancé told him that he and Sarah did not talk anymore, and why, Ben seemed to take it okay. But 2 weeks later, he contacted her to say he was about to self-harm. That's why she contacted us. We contacted Ben's family, he was okay. Fiancé set boundaries with him, but did not cut him off completely. I am starting to think that Ben's reason to give her our address is his particular way of punishing my fiancé for leaving the magical trio. My personal feelings, all this drama has been annoying. The general advice of relationships seems to be to cut off Ben, and I think it is spot on. I will tell Oliver that I think it is the best idea. He is on the fence about it. About the cursed package. Personally, I lean towards throwing it away without opening. I do not want to have anything to do with that dweeb. However, you are right, it is not my decision to make. If when it comes, I will offer him the choice either to throw it away or to go through the contents together, and probably toss them away afterwards. Update. After reading the advice here, I sat down with him. We decided we did not want the fucking thing. So he wrote a message to Ben saying, "Tell Sarah we do not want anything from her." And then he blocked him. This all happened last year. Meanwhile, life went on. He changed jobs. He is still in academy. And now he is way more happy and relaxed. My job is well paid and interesting, and I can keep some other projects on the side. We got married this summer, and our wedding was perfect for us. Lively, bombastic, lots of food and alcohol, and our friends and family together. It was expensive, but we did not give a damn. This month, my husband is in a conference trip in another continent, so I am home alone. When I arrived home in the evening, there was a package addressed to him in the mailbox, with a stamp from a place where I know she lived, and a sender we don't know. I thought for a moment, oh my, this may be her. But then I thought that it would be pretty crazy of her to send it now. That night, I was Skyping with my husband and made a comment about the parcel. I mentioned the name of the sender, and he did not know the name. So I proposed that I opened it with him on camera. It turns out I was right on the money. It contained several postcards, wishing him happy birthdays and Merry Christmases, all unsigned. Also little notes, such as dance in the rain, look at the clouds, walk barefoot, that kind of platitudes. And it had a book, a young adult romance book. I remember saying aloud, "Oh, for fuck's sake," when I saw it. Meanwhile, my husband had a face like he had seen a cockroach in his sandwich. The title of the novel is Stargirl. It is about a girl who arrives to a high school, and she is very quirky and magical, and she dances in the rain and plays the ukulele, and she is very misunderstood by the normies. The narrator dates her but realizes that he cannot be with her because deep down is afraid of not fitting in, so he dumps her and then regrets it forever. It is not a super bad book. I like the prose. But, despite the intentions of the author, the heroine is too much of a special snowflake, and her behavior often delves into creepy territory. The book itself had a sad face in the dedication page, and a small note saying, "Read the sequel. You will understand." It was crammed with notes in small script, and sometimes the letters had been traced several times over. All of the notes were very idealized descriptions of the heroine, about how magical and beautiful she was, about the things she did, etc. Some of the notes were also about the main character, agonizing about staying with her, or leaving her to fit in, or descriptions about how they made out. Yuck. There were also drawings of the heroine, who looked like an idealized version of Sarah. I am not gonna lie, I laughed my ass off at this fucking manic pixie dream wannabe. My husband was less amused and more creeped out. He said that she was psycho, and that he did not want that shit at home. I kind of forgot about the book for the following days, because last week was my week from hell, and I had to work 70 hours, I normally work 30, Because, apart from my job, I took a 2-week project working in-house for a company, and I organized an art exhibition in the weekend. Also, I got pretty bad health news from a close friend, think incurable and degenerative, so the topic of Sarah was out of my mind. Yesterday, I finally had time to think about it, and I got angry at that asshole. They have not met in 3 years. Who the fuck does this dweeb think she is? I considered unblocking her briefly to tell her to stay the fuck away from us, but discarded the idea. Then I considered finding out her address and sending her a copy of Holes by Louis Sachar and 20 minimalist pepes printed between the pages, with a note, "This is a riddle. If you solve it, I will leave my wife for you. Love, Fiancé." Then I realized I would rather ignore her. So I threw the notes in the recycling bin and I put the book in a free box so somebody can take it home. That is all. No threats, no pictures, no positive pregnancy tests. It was anticlimactic, but honestly it was a welcome distraction in a heavy week. I don't like that she has our current address, but I do not think she will be sending more stuff. If she does, we will tell her to piss up a rope. The funny thing is that I don't hate her, she is an asshole, but this is just too sad to hate. To mock, okay, but not to hate.